Welcome to Live Good Lifestyle Coaching. This is a platform where everyone has the opportunity to ask questions. I provide tips, answers, and explanation for the benefit of everyone. Today's question is, how can I increase my water intake? Now that's a good question considering that about 70 to 80% of the human body is made up of water. Water plays such a significant role within us. Every single day, we need to get a maximum amount of water that we need to function properly. So the big question a lot of people ask is, what do I have to do? What can I do? What strategies should I put in place to ensure that with my busy life, I'm consuming enough water? Is the amount of water I'm consuming enough? These are things that go through the mind of people every single day. So what I find is that we don't consume enough water, not nearly enough that we should actually be consuming. So a simple way to actually increase your water intake is by having a nice, neat, simple strategy in place. Now, the big problem for a lot of people is when the time comes to drink water, they don't actually have pure water there for them. They may end up drinking some form of beverage, some juice, something that is filled with sugar. It has water within it, but it's not just pure water. And what you'll find is these things tend to quench your thirst very fast, but you don't need to consume a lot. So let's say, for example, you find at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, you're thirsty, and you go and you stretch for some orange juice, you take a sip or two, and you feel, I'm good, my thirst has been quenched, let me move on. That happens, let's say, 10 times in the entire day. You might consume about a glass and a half, two at most, worth of orange juice. That's 16 ounces. Now, what is going to happen? Your thirst is going to be quenched for the entire day. You're going to be like, yeah, I drank a lot. But you did not drink a lot of water. You drank a lot of a fluid that had water in it, but it required so little to quench your thirst that you'll find you only consume 2 glasses of fluids for the entire day. Now, that's not good at all. So what I recommend is to take a conscious approach towards water consumption, whether it involves setting reminders every single day to ensure that you're actually consuming the water. So here's how we start. Get a container, a bottle, something that can hold a lot of water, and develop the habit of consuming the water often. Every time you see it, make a conscious effort to drink a little. Because what you'll find is if you don't make a conscious effort and you just wait on, whenever I feel thirsty, so you'll never get around drinking it. So what you'll find, you'll have to develop the habit. And what's more important than just consuming enough water is the habit of actually consuming enough water, because it will instill discipline within you, and it will ensure that as long as you have the habit, the outcome of sufficiently consuming enough water is there. You don't have to worry about, am I consuming enough? No, because if you're at it daily, every hour of the day you're at it, you're going to ensure that, I've had enough water for the entire day. When you look back at it, it's like, oh my God, I consume 2.5 liters of water. Now, they recommend about 2 liters of water every single day. So a lot of persons get those, the big bottle that would have the markings on it, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9, 10 with some, inspirational words of the side and so on. Now that worked, but here's what happens. When you consume that amount of water, a lot of people stop at it and that's it. But here's what I recommend, go beyond that. When you finish your water for the day, refill your bottle. Continually refill your bottle. So every time you look at your bottle, there is water to drink, and you know that, okay, as soon as this goes down, the goal is to get it back up and to get it down. So you continually drink and you continually refill it. That way, your body now has a constant supply of water. Water is flowing every single day, every single hour, water is flowing. And there's something in your body called your water reserves, where your body takes whatever amount of water you've been drinking and stores it up and says, okay, this is for a dry day. Well, I can't say a rainy day, but this here is for a dry day. In case we don't get enough water, which in chances are you don't get enough, your body doesn't get enough water, we're going to hold on to this and we're going to pinch to ensure that this body can function for as long as possible. It's a survival mechanism. So that's what it does. But when you actually consume enough water every single day, your body says, rain falling every single day, water coming every single day, we ain't got no need to store, because we know that half an hour from now, 20 minutes from now, 15 minutes, water coming again. So forget about the stores. and it starts to release that excess stores of water. And what you'll find is your water weight will reduce. For those persons who are interested in reducing body weight, a portion of that would be your water weight. So when you consume more and more and more water, your water weight is going to drop. That reserve is going to dry out because your body's going to let it go, because you're constantly sending in water. It's as if you have let's say your job, your salary, and your bank account. Every single day, let's say you store up $100,000 in your account, right? And you decide now that, well, for whatever reason, I want to empty this account. And every day you try to spend as much money out of the account, but you keep putting back, you keep putting back, you keep putting back inside. What you'll find is that the account is going to stock and pile up, and you'll get to a point where you're realizing, listen, it's hard for me to spend out this money because my account actually has a lot of money inside of it. It's hard for me to spend it out in one way. So what you'll find is you'll need to incorporate a lot of other methods of getting the water out. So you'll find then that, okay, in order for me to empty this account, I'm going to spend more, I'm going to give some away, I'm going to invest some. And what you'll find is that there's a constant flow of money coming in, and then you have means of allocating the money. So as it comes in, it goes out. So the account does not get banked up. The account actually it starts to go down every single day because there's a constant flow. So also it's important to understand that water is necessary for rehydration, especially if you're living in a tropical country, anywhere that's really dry. Water is very necessary because you're going to be sweating a lot. You'll be sweating a lot and a lot and a lot. You'll be sweating a lot. And you will need the water that's within. You will need the water consumption to be high to replenish your water stores. Because if you're losing a lot, then you're going to need a lot of water to sustain that water loss every single day. And it's getting hotter as the days go by. So we need to further increase our water intake to ensure that we match that level of water loss that we're experiencing every single day. Another thing is water is important for hygiene. A lot of persons begin exercising, and by reason of all of the toxins that pack up in your body from all the different foods they're eating, they find when you're exercising that their body gives off a certain odor, an unpleasant odor. That's because you're not consuming enough water, so you're not able to release a lot or enough water through perspiration. And what you'll find is that the toxins, they don't get flushed out enough. So you'll find that they remain on your skin, they remain on your clothing, and you carry an odor with you. So it's very important to understand that in order to get rid of that odor that happens in the initial phase of any high-level physical activity or unusual physical activity, it would require water intake. So I would recommend getting a bottle. Don't use the little bottles. You know, they finish fast, you waste your money on it. Get the bigger bottle, fill it up, and constantly drink. Keep it with you like a Pokemon. Keep it with you, and you drink, you drink, you drink. And what you'll find is, in the beginning, you might feel as though, oh, I'm forcing myself. But as time goes by and as that water stores within your body releases or goes down, your body will begin to call for water more off of its own. So you will not need to consciously make an effort to drink. No, your body's gonna know water, and you're gonna get that thirst sensation is gonna kick in. So you're gonna find yourself drinking a lot of water. And when you don't, you'll start to salivate. So it's very important that when you get that sensation that you drink, you won't even have to remind yourself, you're going to end up drinking water. So these are some of the things that help. It's very important to understand the necessity of water and that it takes a conscious effort. It's a discipline that you would need to put in place. So I wish you all the best. If you have any other comments or questions, you can drop them below. And remember, make a conscious effort to drink more water. All the best.